Oh my God, I did not realize Sigma Chi lets black people into their fraternity. I'm Rebecca. What's your name? I go to Ole Miss. This is how my sister chose to introduce herself to the fellow in front of us, who happened to be wearing an Ole Miss Sigma Chi t-shirt. And much to my surprise, he turned around and was very congenial and said, actually, my name's Calvin Harris, and I'm actually the very first black person to ever be in Sigma Chi in the 150-year history at Ole Miss. Well, oh my word, that is just wonderful. Can I get your number? We should hang out. My sister has this problem of being offensive, but thinking that it's okay because she makes the exception because she's genuinely trying to be friendly, which obviously is not true. And I never thought she could top this accidentally racist, as LL Cool J or Brad Paisley would call it, but she did. Freshman year, I'm moving into my dorm room, and I meet my freshman roommate for the very first time. His name's Erwin Yap. I go, hi, I'm Kyle Schroeder. I'm from Niceville, Florida. I went to Niceville High School, and I was voted the nicest guy. Obviously, he stared back at me with blank eyes, much like a lot of you did right now. Didn't find the humor in it, and just goes, I'm from the Philippines. I'm from Manila. And I said, that's awesome. And as soon as I say that, my sister walks in. And I introduce my sister to Erwin, who's going to be my new future roommate. And she goes, you're from the Philippines. That is incredible. Okay, I've got to ask. I've always wondered, what does dog taste like? How do you come back from my sister asking what a Labrador casserole tastes like to my future roommate? But Erwin was very cool, and I guess he was used to American ignorance and just said, I don't eat dog. So, with that mishap behind us, Erwin actually ended up becoming one of my really close friends, and I'm actually very comfortable saying that he became one of my lifelong friends. And through our many adventures, we had many adventures. And one week he asked me, Kyle, do you mind if you teach me how to drive? I want to get my driver's license. I was like, yeah, not a problem. So I took him to TDOT, the Tennessee Department of Transportation, to take him to get his learner's permit, or his license. And he goes, okay, Kyle, can I use your car? Now, I gotta say, me and Erwin did not have a lot in common. He was from this pharmaceutical mogul family, just loaded. And he's from the Philippines, from Manila, just a very huge city. And myself, I was from just a middle-class military family from the Northwest Florida swamps and bayous. So we really didn't have much in common. But one thing we did have in common was the fact that we didn't drive in high school that much. I didn't drive in high school that much because I was saving up, slaving myself away at McDonald's, trying to afford my car. And I bought my car. It was a Honda Civic 93 with two-tone doors because it got ripped off. And then I had a little side swipe bumper on the left side, but that's fine. And Erwin, on the other hand, he didn't drive either. It was because he had a chauffeur, and he had a... So when he asked me if he could use my car, I was a little nervous because that was my life savings. And I was like, yes, what friends refer? You can use my car. So as I'm watching my trust fund go around the Tennessee highways, I'm a little nervous, but Erwin ends up passing with flying colors. So when he comes out, I go, Erwin, what was it like to take the driver's exam for the second time? And he goes, oh, that wasn't my second time. And I go, well, you have your Filipino license, don't you? He's like, yeah. I go, well, didn't you take it before? He goes, oh, no. I bribed the officials $20 so I didn't have to take the exam. I go, what? What? Well, Erwin, in America, you can't do things like that. This is a federal republic. It is based on the idea of honesty and democracy and the fact that you have to be honest and you have to really work for what you want. Obviously, this is before I moved to DC. and he goes, oh, yeah, well, okay, fine. I can live with that. And I was like, okay, let me see your license. So he hands me his license, and I go, Erwin, your birthday is wrong. This says you're 21. You're 18. And he goes, yeah, I know. I was like, well, how that mishap happen? He goes, oh, I paid him another $20 so they would say I was 21. It's like, okay, great, Erwin. Well, then a couple of months pass, and then we go back home for Thanksgiving. He comes with me from Thanksgiving, obviously, because Philippines are so far away, and we don't have that long of a break. And like most American guys, we decided to celebrate Blackout Wednesday. So in Florida, we do, like from where I'm from, we decided to, we were going to go to a beach party. We were going to have a bonfire. We're going to be on the bay. We're going to have a beach. We're going to go get a couple of fishing poles. We're going to get some, we're going to fish, just get some beer, and we're going to have a good time. So as we go there, Erwin drops us off at the Winn-Dixie so I can get my chicken gizzards, which is like crack cocaine for catfish, and it's perfect for fishing, if anyone was wondering. And then Erwin goes off with his $40 Fun Club card and buys us some booze, and we're good to go. We ended up at Choctawhatchee Bay, and we build our little encampment so that way we could put our booze in there, and in case authorities come, we could just bury it really quick. So we're fishing, we're drinking, we're having a good time. And then all of a sudden, we see lights after 45 minutes. And I'm like, oh, shit, the cops are coming. We got to go. But then I started to realize, wait, Niceville is surrounded by military. In fact, we're on a military beach. I'm on a military beach with prohibited items, trespassing after dark, with an unlicensed fishing pole, and the fact that I brought a foreign national onto their property. As I'm slowly beginning to realize this, my buddies understand immediately thank you, I appreciate that. You guys are telling the story well. Consequences, and they just grab Erwin and run. They say, Kyle, you got to take this. Your car's here, ours aren't. And the one thing I should add is that Erwin doesn't like to drink. So Erwin was our only DD. And so here I am, drunk as a skunk, about to talk to a cop with my vehicle here, and I have nothing. I honestly have nothing to give for it. So the cop comes up, he starts talking to me, he's like, you got a lot of alcohol here. I was like, yeah, I do. And he goes, well, you know, I mean, this is past time. It's like, yeah, I know. And then he sees my Ole Miss sticker. And he goes, Ole Miss, do you go to Ole Miss? And I was like, no, my sister does. He goes, well, you know what? My son, Calvin Harris, was actually the very first African-American to come to Sigma Chi. And yeah, I was like, well, sure. So after an hour of shooting the breeze with this guy about how great his son were for breaking the color barrier, I end up at the Waffle House where my buddies and Erwin ended up. And at the Waffle House, I sit down, and Erwin goes, so did you bribe the cop? And I go, he's like, yeah, I know, you did. And I was like, okay, yeah, fine. And to this day, I really don't know what dog tastes like, but I would like to think it tastes like a mixture of crow and banana pecan waffles.